Yo, what up? What up, guys? This is this is weird. It's weird talking to yourself, right? But I think, see, I talk to myself on a daily basis. No, I'm not fully crazy. However, I think it's normal to talk to yourself. It's the camera part that I'm a little like uncomfortable with, in a sense. And it doesn't make sense because I'm always like, I have the show and everything, but it's different when you are interacting with others and stuff like that. So I'm doing this because yesterday I couldn't sleep. Yesterday it was like 3 a.m. and I was wide awake. I was actually filming. I was like, I need to get something off my chest, And I'm filming and I couldn't, at that time, I know I wanted to express something, but I didn't know how to express it. I've always been that type of person to, have difficulties expressing myself. When it comes to like personally, when it comes to emotions. And, today, this morning, Jada had asked me, like, she's like, can I ask you a question? She's like, I know you're bothered by so much. And, I see how you are. And right now, as far as like my vibration is a little low right now. I had to face a very uncomfortable situation, and it was so uncomfortable and it was hurtful. Like, I cried, making a decision for myself, and for what's best for me at this point. And it's hard when you have your own business and when you're trying to grow and build with others, I'm a very firm believer of trusting the process. But you can't say trust the process and you're not putting in the work. You're taking the work from others. There's a difference, Or you're taking, like certain opportunities without really facing the process. I don't know if that makes sense. I love, one of my favorite books, aside from Outwitting the Devil, would be the 4 Agreements. And I practice these agreements very much. Don't assume. Do not take anything personal. And be impeccable with your words. And always do your best. And I try to practice the assumption part, because I feel like when you assume, that tarnishes so much, bro. Like, people don't realize how much assumption can, like, having assumptions really, really, really ruins a lot of relationships. It doesn't even matter, from business to personal relationships. It ruins so much because you're assuming without speaking to people, And I practice these 4 agreements because it's just a personal development for myself, And today, again, going back, Jade had asked me today, like, why are you so bothered by what happened? She was like, I understand. She's like, I truly understand, but I think, she's like, I want to hear you say it. You know, and I was just like, you know, people, I learned this week, you know, when they say your business is your baby, that shit is real, right? And again, I learned this week that my business is my baby. My brand is my baby. You don't, you know, like, to all my business owners, to all those that are chasing a dream, you guys can understand that it's hard when you it's hard with the process, right? Like, it's hard when you are building a brand at the beginning. I worked so hard, you know, for the artistry and the art of music, for myself, V Henny, my brand. I've sacrificed spending time with loved ones. I've shed tears. I fell into depression. I failed so many times, you know? I even, throughout my process from my business to my personal, you know how long it took me to accept myself, my sexuality, to become openly gay within my brand? Because when I first started, I was never opened with my sexuality. People would ask me, and you know, they would ask me like, you know, are you gay, whatever, bi, whatever, at the time. And you know, that was just something that I never disclosed to people. And it wasn't that I was ashamed of who I was at that time. It was just still a hard concept to accept within myself. And again, that was part of the process. So building myself, V Henny, building the artistry and building the art of music, I had to build myself. I had to face a lot of my demons to accept who I am, to work so hard to become the person I am today. It's not easy. It wasn't easy, and nothing worth it comes easy, right? And see, again, this is where the 4 agreements come in, because you don't want to assume that people want to take what you work so hard for so quickly, you know? And they can say it's unintentionally, but how unintentionally it can be when it's done multiple times. At that point, you ask yourself, like, is it really unintentional that you are doing certain things? And again, you still don't assume. You have to face the problems. You have to learn not to take anything personal, because in business, you cannot take anything personal. You know, at the end of the day, you are your own competition. And I've always been that type that you know, and I don't try to downplay anyone. I really don't. Like, so when I make this statement, you're not my competition, because you're not. I look at it like, I am my own competition. I want to see other people grow. I don't want to take from others. You know, I don't want to be that person. I know so many friends of mine or like colleagues of mine where they're at a place where I admire them and I look up to them, and I don't want to take what's theirs. I want to grow, and I want to get to that place and grow with you and build with you. You know, I'm just that type of person. You know, I've never been that type to replicate, you know, other people's things, like, because I'm just I try to I'm not even that I try, I do, you know, I stay true to myself. But that's because I had to learn who I am. I had to learn who I was. I had to go through the turmoils of, you know, facing my demons and battling so much inner demons, you know. It took me such a long time to really be confident with who I am, to literally be openly confident with myself, Henny. You know, with myself, Vanessa. It took so much pain. In the process, again, like I lost friends, I lost families, I lost loved ones, you know, and it was a lot to take in. I had to make a lot of decisions where I felt like correction. I fell in love with potential. And this is for business. Because I was like, damn, we can grow and become this, you know, the team that I've always wanted. You know, and I mean, for the most part, I've always been, you know, I left in good terms with, you know, I left, or, you know, other people left in good terms with me, you know, as far as like when they were part of the artistry. You know, yes, I've came across, you know, certain people where, you know, we disagreed. And I think that's normal. That's okay. Don't take things personal. You know, I don't take it personal. There's a reason why, you know, because I'm not the type that I want a yes man. I am prepared to have disagreements with people because I don't want a yes man, you know? So, and that's okay. You know? So recently, like, I'm just like, why am I so bothered? This morning, you know, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., I'm hearing the birds chirping, and I'm just like, I couldn't sleep. You know, my energy, my vibrations is low. And I was just questioning myself, like, you know, when it comes to business, when it comes to life, personal, you gotta have respect. You have to have respect. But respect yourself more, you know, respect yourself, respect others. You have to have principles, you know. Common sense goes a long way, although not many people have it, you know. Not many people have common sense. Not many people know boundaries. Not many people understand boundaries or understand the values, the core values within business. Being ethical, you know, with others. It goes a long way, because word of mouth is still very big within the industry, you know? It sucks when you mix business with personal. You get disappointed, you know? You get disappointed because many reasons, you know, if you understand and if you've been there, that feeling is fucking horrible. So going back to why am I so bothered? You know, I worked so hard. It's not about a platform. I can care less. It's not about the platform. It's not about, oh, you got more views or you got more of a following or this is childish. People like that do not understand the process, I feel like. Because it's about the values, about the principles, the boundaries that are crossed. It's deeper than what it is. You know, when you're facing situations where people unintentionally replicate or try to replicate what you worked so hard for. And again, you know, this is why I said the 4 agreements come in, because you don't assume, you know, ask, you know, speak. But to not understand someone's process and their growth, that's the painful insight, you know? Someone, when you feel like that person can understand you, and then they don't have the same core values as you, they don't have the same principles as you, you know, it's when they can cross boundaries and think is okay, that's when you have to like that's when you have to not take things personal and just try to understand where they're coming from, you know? It's not about a platform. It's not about jealousy. It's about value. And I feel like a lot of people sometimes don't know what value, or like again, having the boundaries, having that respect, having that work ethic. When it comes to business, I've never been that type of person to be like, whoa, I want you to make it, but you can't make it, what is that? Wait. That saying, I want to see you do good, but not better than me. That's crazy. I had to make a decision where I had to move forward and still have that love for that person. And still send them light and love energies to them and just tell them, like, you know, unfortunately, I have to move forward, but it's not with you. And that sucks, because when you fall in love with potential, it's heartbreaking, you know, because you have, when you fall in love with potential, you have the vision. It's like a relationship, you know, you have the vision, you have the goals, you know, it's like you see each other holding hands and, you know, building. But when you guys don't share the same values, principles, boundaries, you have one that put themselves first when the other one is thinking of a team. There's no I in team, right? And when you get screwed over, or when you feel like you got screwed over, it makes you think about everything you worked so hard. And that's where it's painful. And that's why this is where you fuck up, or I fucked up. Because as much as I'm trying to implement, do not take anything personal, do not take anything personal, I took it personal. And I did. And it was a realization where I was just like, it was a slap in the face. Like, this is why, V. This is why you don't take anything personal. Because I fell in love with the potential. And when the potential doesn't give you, I guess, what you want or need at that given moment, you know, it leads to disappointment. But it makes you realize everything you worked so hard for to get to where you're at. And it's like, it's again, a slap in the face, because you're like, I've been through so much pain, tears. I felt alone in many moments, and I felt like no one can understand this process. What I failed to realize is this is my story. I write my story. I failed to realize that I was depending on others. And I worked so hard to build the confidence and be secure that, to be honest, I started relying on someone else because I got too comfortable. And it was just like, damn. And I caught myself like, damn, can I even do this by myself now? Because I got comfortable, you know? I got comfortable with relying, you know, telling them my ideas, telling them my next moves, and not doing it. And you cannot take it personal. I couldn't take it personal. I can't be upset at the person putting themselves first and taking certain things and running with it. You can't get upset at it. Because I didn't take the steps. And that's where I fucked up. But it hurts because you just think about, it's like a flashback, you know, like that one pain makes you bring like a flashback of just how the process, you know, the ups and downs, yo, like, you know, the lessons I've learned. It's crazy. I learned so many lessons. So it's like, it's crazy because when you go through that, when at that moment, how bothersome it can become, how deep rooted pain can be. You know, it goes back to one of my personal quotes. You know, my pain is my motivation. And so I caught myself questioning myself, like, can I do it on my own? Can I become this person to help others build and build core value and understand what it truly means to trust the process? Can I become that person to help others get to where they want to be? Can I become that person to believe in themselves? Because I realized that because I was in such a comfortable state where I was relying on, relying on others in a sense where I got comfortable in their light in a sense, right? That I started noticing that I started dimming my light. And I got comfortable there. So I questioned myself. I'm like, bro, I worked so hard. And I got so comfortable being like, allowing someone else to like go ahead. But I was in their light and I lost focus on everything. And when I felt like, everything, there was all the excuses that was made to why they were moving forward and doing the things they were doing, I made excuses for it because I didn't want to be that hate. Like, I don't want to be that person that they think I'm hating or I have jealousy, because I'm not that person. But it was just like, damn, bro, like, if you're going to do certain things, like, I would never do certain things like that to a person, So, I think about the way I worked my ass off with everything I have. I try my hardest to not cross anyone because that's just not in my character. I cherish my relationships, business and personal. I know I'm a bitch and I know I can be an asshole. That I know for a fact. But for me to fuck people over, that's never been in my character. I've never been that type, like, to just like fuck it, they'll live, and I understand that's part of business. And you got to respect the process, right? And that's where I'm at now, is that I went through the trust the process moment. I'm at now is respect the process. I have to go through everything that I just went through. I realized that I have to gain my confidence back within myself. Stop doubting myself. Stop doubting that I need others to make it. I worked too hard for everything to be taken away just so easily, I became my worst my worst enemy. I became my downfall because I got too comfortable. So, for people who say it's just a platform, it's more than that. This is my life. Like, this is my plan A, my plan B, my C. This is my alphabet, like, these are my alphabets. this platform, you know, this everything that I work for, this is my plan. I don't see anything else. So today I caught myself like, yo, the pain that I was dealing with, it was deep rooted. You know, everything that I went through, every time I went through something negative with someone, when I tried to build with them personally and business, and they, not every time, let me rephrase that, because I am friends with a lot of people who were part of the artistry, you know. But those that we didn't see eye to eye and we went separate ways and we just cut ties. You know, I learned to respect that process. It had to happen. Don't assume, always ask. Do not take anything personal. Understand the deeper meaning behind everyone's, including yourself, you know, their moves, their motives. Be impeccable with your words. Choose your words wisely. Words are powerful. You know, move in a way where don't argue. You don't want to yell. You want to improve and grow. So you want to motivate others, even if it's not even if you guys do not end up being in good terms at that moment, you still want to push them to be great. And always do your best. Always do your best, because that's all you have. There's so many times again that you go with in life, and when you want to grow, you're gonna go through your trials and tribulations, and you know, and overcome many things. And throughout that process, you gotta do your best. You know, I don't even know why I did this video, to be honest. I just wanted to get some, I guess, words out of my mental. I wanted to express myself and, you know, be vulnerable, because a lot of people say I'm not vulnerable. Guys, it's okay to fail, you know. We all make mistakes. It's part of our transitions, you know. The metamorphosis of a butterfly, you know, where we're gonna go through a lot. But, you know, just take your mistakes and learn from them. Understand who you are. Build value. Respect yourself. Respect those. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. I learned, and I'm gonna end it with this, like, and I'm not, you know, hopefully you guys don't take it like in a negative aspect, but I saw something on Instagram. It was like a meme, and it was just like, it's okay to burn your bridges, or something like, I learned to burn bridges because I can swim. And I took that and I was just like, it's okay to cut ties, or it's okay to move forward. It's okay to outgrow others, you know? And continue swimming, you know? Continue growing. Continue chasing whatever it is that you want, you know? Don't dim your light waiting for someone don't dim your light for others. Don't dim your light waiting for that person's light to be on the same frequency as yours, you know? If that makes sense. But so it's okay to feel like you failed, and it's okay to feel like you failed others. It's okay to feel like you failed yourself. Just get back up. Understand your deep-rooted pains and learn from it. Become that better person. If you know better, what is it? If you know better, do better, you know? Don't be that person to be like, well, I'm an asshole. And this was me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This was me. Well, fuck that shit. I'm an asshole, and I told you this, and you should know this. Nah, you can't keep using that as your shield, you know? You need to start learning and take accountability for your mistakes. So I just want to say that. Yeah. It's crazy. Anyways, peace.